Hey guys, this is Ilya from UltimateSapien.com, and this is days 18 through 21, I believe. 18 through 21 on my Polyphasic Sleep Challenge, and there's been some interesting things that have happened and that I want to share with you. So first of all, before recording this video, I thought that I was really disappointed with myself because I thought that I missed almost a week of recording videos. I know I haven't posted in a while, but I can catch up because I have the videos recorded for the previous days. I just haven't posted them. But what's weird is that I haven't recorded a video for day 18, day 19, day 20, and today's day 21. So that's 4 days, but I feel like it's been a week. So even though they say that time dilation is not like as strong, like Uberman time dilation would be like this because your day almost nearly doubles in size. Everyman time dilation, I get like maybe 3, 4, 5 extra hours, so it's still noticeable. Like I feel it's like it's been a week. I feel like I haven't recorded a video in a week. Well, it's actually only been 4 days, but there's some things that I've been thinking about and that I want to talk about that I think might be interesting to you. So first of all, I don't think I'm still fully adapted. There are a lot of things that are my fault. I know. So if I either stop. There's also a couple things about me possibly stopping. So first of all, I don't think I'm fully adapted yet, and that's obviously my fault. There's a lot of things that I did wrong. I should not have been going to the gym, lifting. I should not. Maybe I should even ditched like a ninjutsu for at least a week. I should have been going to sleep at the same exact time. I probably should have transitioned from regular sleeping to biphasic and then everyman. That might have been made it a little bit better. What else did I do wrong? I overslept a couple times. Other than that, everything's fine. But I'm still not fully transitioned or adapted because day 10 or well day 18. Day 10. Talking about day 10 because it's October 10th. But day 18 is like I found it really hard to get up after my nap, and it was a day of my midterm exams in college, which are really important. So I was sort of stressed. I was still able to fall asleep from my naps, but my first nap I felt really bad after it. After my second nap I felt great. I was ready, but like my first nap was not very restful. Then the day after, day 19, I getting up was hard once again, and then both of the naps I was not sure if I slept. And it was kind of bad because I felt awake before the nap. I felt awake. I kind of forgot about my 4:30 nap until my girlfriend mentioned it, and I was like, oh wait, yeah, I have to take a nap because I was so awake. But then the problem is, if I forgot, I would just crash eventually. And the issue with that is, I thought that I adapted, but then today, I I kept everything the same. But then today, at right around between 3 and 4, seems to be the time where I start crashing and nodding off. Like I'm fine. Like the morning is rough. If I wake up at like 5, I'll go to sleep about around 12:30. Wake up at 5. 5 to 6 is fine, and then from around 6:30 to 7 usually is when I start not nodding off, but getting more tired. Then after that it's fine. I take a nap at 10:15. Then I'm fine until past lunch, and then right around 3:30, between 3 and 4, I start getting really sleepy. Like, but then again, I have math during that time, so that might explain it. But maybe ideally, I'd be able to move my nap back an hour so I could sleep at 3:30 because I feel like then, like I'm almost falling asleep at 3:30. So if I sleep then, it would be perfect for my body. But I can't do that because I have class. Oh, I can do that a couple days a week, but I can't do that 3 days out of 7 per week. So that's not good. And um, like yesterday also I woke up really tired. My brain wasn't working that well, and it was probably as bad as it's ever been. And I don't know if it was because of stress or something, but I decided to take another nap. So I woke up at 5. I took a nap from 6 to 6:25, and then I took my another nap from 10:20 to 10:41, and then I took my other nap from 4:30 to 4:50. And I felt better today. I feel better. So maybe I just need 3 naps. Maybe I need to, sleep 4.5 hours, take a 20-minute nap from 6, take a 20-minute nap at 10:30, take a 20-minute nap at what is that? Take a 20-minute nap at 4:30. It will give me 5.5 hours of sleep per day, which is great. Obviously, it's not like if it works, it works. But then there's also the issue of I talked to my mom who did not know that I was doing this, and I talked to her about it a couple of days ago, and I did some research into it, but she went in depth. And you know how sometimes you do research based on where your biases lie? So my biases lie in the fact that I think it works or it would work. So I researched that, but also researched some of the stuff that it wouldn't work. And she mostly researched the fact that it wouldn't work because she's almost 100% against it, but she also researched some stuff that says it would work. And it seems that she thinks that I don't 100% understand the basics behind polyphasic. I understand some of it, but then most people don't actually. Almost no one completely understands sleep. Almost no one understands how our bodies. We know that some of the sleep is restful, but we still don't know what the light sleep is used for. So we don't know enough. And when my mom found out, dug up that like your internal organs, they heal. There's a process of healing that happens during. I believe she said slow. She sent it to me in Russian. I think it's slow wave sleep. So what I was thinking, if you get enough slow wave sleep, you should be fine. But then she's saying how like guys' bodies keep growing until like 25, 24, maybe not physically, but definitely, well, physically, like muscle wise and like skeletal structure wise, but also brain wise. Like the brain is still changing until like 23 or something. And she would definitely like me to stop doing this, and I don't know if I should. I feel good when I feel good, I'd feel great, but when I feel bad, it's like the highs are higher, but the lows are also lower, and the lows are not getting any like average. Like it's not being averaged out. It's still pretty bad. So I don't know what I should do. I feel like this is a great thing to do if it works, and I've been sleeping for 5.2 hours per day for the past 21 days, and as you can see, I'm pretty awake right now, and I got a pretty good score on my math midterm, so there's that. But I feel like my mental function is not my reaction time is pretty much the same, but my mental function, learning new things, I might be as good with some, but I'm not as good with my mind-body coordination. Like I'm okay with math, I'm okay with just learning things, but doing like mind-body things, like ninjutsu, learning new moves is something that I'm struggling with. So one of the options that I'm thinking of, and obviously this is not something that I was talking about at the end of this, but it's an experiment. Things change during experiments. You change your hypothesis, you change what you think is going to happen, you change what you think is going to be good for you. And so I'm going to continue doing Everyman 4.5 / Everyman 2 for at least 2 or 3 more days. And I'm going to see how I feel after those 2 or 3 days. And if I don't feel great, and because I feel like I should be adapted or it should be starting to get better. And if it doesn't get better, I will switch to biphasic, which will still give me some extra time per day. Obviously 6 hours plus 20-minute nap, that's still 620. So if I go to sleep at 12:30 or something, or 12:30 is fine. Wake up at 6:30, that still gives me 40 minutes extra in the morning. And then it gives me some extra time at night. And I mean, doesn't give me that much extra time. It's maybe 30, 40 minutes on some days. But if I do it consistently every day, that gives me more extra time during the week, because if I do that monophasically, I end up sleeping I usually like maybe 7 hours Monday, 7 hours Tuesday, 7 hours Monday, 7 hours Wednesday, maybe even 6 hours on those days. And then I try to make up for it on Tuesday night, and then like Saturday, Sunday, Friday nights. And obviously that's really not that great. That's how most of the world does it, and most of the world, I don't want to be most of the world. But then there's also like that worry that maybe monophasic sleep is better for my organs to recover, just because there haven't been any studies. And I know that Pure Doxic says that it's been working for her. She started when she was in college. And General Nugent's, I think he's 20 now. I think he said that he started a year ago. Maybe he's 21 now. Maybe he started a year ago. I'm not exactly sure. There was a post on Reddit about it. I don't remember. But there's definitely a lot of unknowns in this. So I'm not sure if I'm willing to fully sacrifice my body. Like, the extra time is good, but the extra time is not necessarily as productive as it should be, because the Pareto principle applies here. I know that, or is it Pareto principle? Whatever the principle name is, the principle that if you don't assign a specific chunk of time to a certain task, that task will inflate to take up all of your time. So if you have 12 hours of wake time and you have one project to do, that project might take 12 hours. And then if you have only 4 hours of wake time, you might be able to complete that project in 4 hours. And then if you have 16 hours of wake time, that project might take the same 16 hours, and it might not be any better for either of those time frames, which is the big issue here. Obviously, if you work for 4 and the 4 was much worse than the 12 and the 12 was so much worse than the 16, that'll be fine. But the idea here is that it's pretty much the same quality, just the amount of focused work you put in overall is pretty much the same, but the time you spend on it is different. So far I'm enjoying the extra time, don't get me wrong. I actually have time to study, like go to the gym. I have time to like work on my business. I have more time, but it's not necessarily more productive time. So maybe what I need to do before doing polyphasic sleep is figuring out how to maximize my time during the day just normally, figuring out how to be more productive, things like that, or more efficient, more productive, more maybe meditation, being more open to things, and then from then switching to polyphasic sleep and sort of using that as like keeping the same principles, and because then polyphasic sleep will allow me to do more in the same amount of time, or in more time, instead of having me do the same amount of work and more time, because that's pointless. Why sleep less and still do the same amount of work? It doesn't make sense. And basically I think that I'm going to do it for 3-4 days, and then if that doesn't work, I might switch to biphasic, and if that doesn't work for me, then I'm just going to go back to monophasic, because that's going to be about 30 days, and if you don't adapt for 30 days, pure doctor recommends just doing a hard reset, just sleeping for 30, 60 days, or whatever monophasically. So that's probably what I'll do, and I'm not sure if I'll actually wait until I'm 25, 24 to do it again, because I feel like this is a great thing if it works. And obviously, I know that my body isn't fully grown yet, so there's that. But I feel like if it grows during slow wave sleep, then I should get enough of that based on the theory behind polyphasic sleep. Other than that, I think that I might possibly, if it doesn't work, I'll try it starting in like January or February of this upcoming year. And right now it's October for those of you who are watching like way in like 2018 or something. I don't know. But it seems that I might either have to switch my schedule or just end it because I can't. I'm not gonna lie to my parent. I'm not gonna lie to my mom and tell her that I'm not doing this while I am doing this. I'm not a great liar. I can lie if I have to. I don't like to do it, and I don't see a point in doing it. I don't like keeping secrets. I don't see a point in it, and I feel like this just shouldn't be something that I lie about. It shouldn't be something that you lie to your parents about. And I mean, if I go back home over the summer, then she'll know what kind of sleep pattern I'm using, and she'll know. I mean, unless I have to go to monophasic, and then, but then there's a lot of lies to keep up. It's not good. Lies are bad. And then, but then again, I feel like she would be fine with me doing it once I'm more grown. So maybe this idea of the fact that I need more time because I want to work on my business, and I'm sort of searching for the now, like working on the business now, getting more money now, everything now. And that's sort of, from what I've been reading, it's more of, like millennial / like Gen Y, whatever, Gen Z. I don't know what I am. Millennials are, I'm not a millennial, I don't think, but basically it's like a new way of thinking, like just more, like you have to be more productive. You have to listen to podcasts on the bus. You have to read like productivity emails. You have to figure out how to do things. You have to meditate. You have to do this. You have to do that. 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 And getting additional time in your day is good, but maybe it doesn't correspond with what your goals for your life are. I mean, so let's say if you're Elon Musk, then probably this would be great for him. I feel like if he sleeps for 5 hours a day normally, maybe he's already a polyphasic sleeper. I don't know, but maybe if he like imagine what Elon could do if he had an extra 3 hours per day. He already works, I believe, 12 hours per day, between 10 and 14. And then if he sleeps 5 hours per day, he still has 4 to 5 hours for his family, video games, etc. But if he slept for 2 hours a day, imagine what he could do if he worked, I don't know, 13 to 16 hours per day, or work for 10 to 14, but then spend another hour just thinking, and then spend the other time with his family. So I don't know. I feel like this is something that's worth trying, and I feel like this is something that's working, just because of how rested I feel after naps. And usually I don't feel rested at all during naps. And my mom also says that it might just, like, she thinks that it might just be in the brain. Like, she thinks that it might just be the fact that my brain is tricking the body into thinking that I'm fine when I'm not. But I feel like that can be checked using strength training. Apologize for my pronunciation; it's horrendous right now. That might be another problem with polyphasic sleep. My pronunciation suffers, but I feel like that can be tested if you consistently strength train and you know what your limits are, and you start polyphasic sleep and you keep strength training during it, which is not usually recommended, but just for the sake of experiment. And then you see how strong your muscles are, that could work. But then again, that's not really something that most people would be willing to try. So I don't think it's something that's, maybe it's not even a safe thing to try. So I don't recommend anyone to try it. Personally, I'm kind of regretting that I weightlifted during my adaptation period, because I'm still in adaptation. And according to General Nugent, it should not take this long. So I'm going to just ask a couple of questions on Reddit, see what General thinks, see what other people think about this, and I'll just, keep doing this for 3 days, switch to biphasic if it doesn't work, and then just switch to monophasic. But I guarantee you one thing, I guarantee you that if it doesn't work, I will try this again. And if it does work, I might still switch to biphasic, or maybe even, well, actually, yeah, biphasic, just to maybe appease or please my mom and make sure that my body gets all the sleep I need, which I understand that it's like, if polyphasers watching this, they might be thinking like, this is such a monophasic concept, it's quality over quantity. But we don't, I feel like what I want personally is to get an EEG machine, or like one of those portable ones, like one of the ones that, like, for $300, the Mind Wave or something, and use that and just measure my own EEG waves every day. Like, so probably start, like, when I'm sleeping monophasically, see how much sleep of each type I'm getting, see how much slow sleep because I can measure it with my phone. I can do the put your phone on the pillow, like by the bed, on the mattress, and see how much light sleep and deep sleep you're getting based on, like, the accelerometer and stuff. But that's not as precise as having your brain scan, seeing what waves, it's delta waves, alpha waves, what electric activity is happening in your brain, etc. So I want to do that during the adaptation period. I also want to do reaction time testing, maybe Sudoku testing. And I understand that obviously these are things that you can improve over time. Like, I've improved my reaction time before, I've improved my Sudoku skills before. So maybe it has to be more random. But even testing like this is better than no testing at all. Because you're even testing that is not perfectly ideal conditions, perfectly scientific, the way scientists would do it, the closer we can get to that, or if we can start doing that and testing that, the faster we will find out whether polyphasic sleep or monophasic sleep is something that can be done. So I don't know, that's pretty much, I think that's the end of my video. I kind of rambled on for 20 minutes here, but I mean, that's 4 days worth of info for you guys. Other than that, if you're going to try poly sleep, I recommend checking out the Pure Doxic book. I think it's Everyman something, and the R Polyphasic subreddit. Other than that, thanks for watching, and I need a thumbnail, so what should my thumbnail be? Actually, this is the thumbnail. Wait. There you go. Alright, thank you for watching. If you like this,